Okay, so I'm recording some basics of Adobe Illustrator. Adobe Illustrator is a vector drawing package, great for creating scalable vector graphics. You will get a vector file and you can open the SVG and copy and paste certain tags of it, or you can use a converter like this tutorial says, using an SVG lazy line converter. So I'm just going to cover some basic aspects of this tutorial of creating an SVG file from Illustrator. There are a few things, and I'll show you um, enough that they start making sense. It talks about lines and fills and then artwork in Illustrator, and it talks about no closed paths and a artboard. So let's start. It says it has to be 1000 by 1000, but we can make something smaller. I have Illustrator open. It's on a Mac and it's CS 5.5, so your Illustrator might look different. I'm going to Illustrator, File, New, and I'm just going to go for Illustrator is largely a software for print based, so that's why it has all of these print setups here. And let me see if it's got a template now. So we'll just say web. So you can see in a new document you can have print, you can have web, you can have mobile, and so on. We'll just go web, and 800 by 600 is enough. It's less than 1000 by 1000, which is what has been requested. And we'll just say OK. So there, it's 800 by 600. It's viewing at 92%. But because we are working with vectors, it shouldn't matter. With pixels, you want to view either at 50% or 100% or 25%. Okay, let's understand Illustrator. These are two colors here. This is the fill color and that's an outline color. Every time you select a tool, you will have options on top. And you have this tiny triangle at the bottom of an icon. If you keep it pressed, you get the other options. So wherever there's a tiny triangle, it means there are more options. Let me start with the standard shape. So this is a standard shape. This shape right now has a white fill. I've made it red. It has a black outline. I've made it blue. And this is the stroke, which is the thickness of the outline. And as I increase it, you can see what's happening. Okay. So that's a basic shape. Now your instructions say the shape should not be filled. So you see this fill, you can strike it out. Or you can come here, click on the fill and strike it out. You can even strike out the outline and just keep the fill. But in this case, we don't want a fill, we want an outline. You see this tiny swap arrow? I can click on that and make the fill the outline and the outline the fill. But basically click on outline. Yes, we want a color. Click on fill and click on this strike through. Many ways you can click on the strike through here. And you can kill the fill. I'll just keep a bit of a stroke of 2 points so you can see what it is. 3 points is enough. Now this is a closed shape. There are two selection tools in Illustrator. One is this black arrow tool. Now if I click on something, I can drag it. It selects the whole shape. This is the white arrow tool. I can click on a segment. See, just a segment, or I can click on a vertex. And I can manipulate this. So because I want it to be open, I'm going to select on this segment and delete this segment. So what has happened is now the shape is open. So this is an open shape. Also, when you draw with the pen tool, if you start drawing a shape, and at some point you decide that I'm done with it, and if you come to the starting point and click on it, it closes the shape. So this is actually closed the shape, I think, or maybe not. Yeah, it has. So it has closed the shape here. So this is a closed shape. But if you make a shape, you can also make an open shape. So you can come all the way and not close it. And you can just choose to leave it open. I'm pressing the delete key. So I'm just using the black arrow tool to select the entire shape, white arrow tool to select components of the shape. So I've just opened it up from here by selecting this small part here. Let's make another thing. And let me make another. I don't know if it will accept one shape inside another. Maybe. I've taken this and I can, for example, there's a knife tool somewhere here. Somewhere here I could knife out a section. There's an eraser tool, so path eraser tool. So let me see if I can erase something from here. Yeah, so it has actually opened up. So you can see I've erased something and now that has become an open path. So that should be okay. And of course you can just use single lines. Lines are I'll just press the Alt key and move it. If I press the Alt key and move it, I get a copy. And as I move it, if I press the Shift key as well, it actually locks in quite well without pressing the Shift key. You can see it's quite snappy. But yeah, these are all open shapes, and you can change the color, I believe, in that line printer or in the CSS, or you can change it in Illustrator. It talks about the artboard. So the artboard, let's have a look at the artboard. This icon here is the artboard. So if this is your icon, you don't need the artboard to be too big. Just it says make the artboard nice and tight. So I'm just dragging this and making the artboard nice and tight. And I'll press enter. So that becomes the artboard. And let me see what else was there. Create your line art, no fills, no closed paths, crop the artboard, and export as SVG. So there you are. You can use standard shapes, or you can use your own pen tool, line tool. And main thing is these are the fills and these are the outlines. All you need is outlines. And we have used this icon here to make the artboard nice and tight. And you go File, Export. Export. No, maybe Save As. File, Save As. Save as SVG. So there you go, save as SVG. I'm just going to save it on my desktop for now as Illustrator art.svg, and type convert to outline. I'm not sure. I'll just keep it SVG. Subsetting none. Location, embed, link. Leave the options. And I'll go to my desktop and find it. Illustrator.svg. So now if I actually try to open it with brackets, let's say, that is my vector file. It's come as text. And you can say doc type SVG, and it's nothing but a set of points. And how these points will pan out, how they'll be drawn, is what that JavaScript does for you. So there you go. That's the SVG. It can be used by the line printer to convert it further and so on. Hope this one helps.